Welcome to the Walk With Me podcast. We inside the press box. Y'all see what's going on? We inside the press box. This is your good brother, second son. That's second with a K. S-U-N. Because I am Carolyn's second son. This be my good brother right here.
That's my brother.
Ow! We in the South. What they call you? What they say?
They call me Boyleen.
Boyleen.
AKA Frank's son.
Frank's son.
The third son.
Our third one.
That's another. Hey, but man, it feels good to be back in the saddle. I'm sorry I've been gone so long. I missed y'all, man.
Yeah.
But, I'm also
Gotta
very thankful that my brother been keeping that ball rolling, man. I've been seeing you over there, man, on that whole chakra vibe. You think I ain't paying attention?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know what time it is. ERB.
ERB.
The chakra lessons, man. If y'all ain't tuned in to Second Son on YouTube,
Right.
you need to go subscribe right now and like the same way you need to do right here at the press box. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, man. Because we rocking and rolling, man. I see you ain't stopping, man.
Can't stop, man. Won't stop because, you know, like, it's, you know what I mean? When you on a divine mission, you just got to, you know what I mean, work with what you can work with. You know what I'm talking about? Because, you know, life brings challenges, you see. And, of course, when that challenge come your way, it's important that you are equipped with enough spiritual fortitude, if you will. You see what I'm saying? To not get totally knocked off your swagger. You see what I'm saying? So, of course, like I was saying off camera, our relationship is divine. So, whatever come our way in whatever type of way, we're gonna stand 10 toes down. We're gonna bob and weave what we need to bob and weave. We're gonna come uppercut, you know what I'm talking about? Straight jab, whatever we need to do to win the battle. Full court press, half court trap, you know what I'm talking about? Man to man, 1-3-1 zone, whatever we need to do. You understand? We're gonna get it done. And that's just, you know, my whole mentality. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting the job done, especially when, you know, when you are for sure about your why. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that your good brother is for sure about, my why. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
With that being said, that's where the whole, you know what I mean, inside the think tank series come from.
Out there on Bays Island.
That's it. You know what I'm
Bays
saying?
Island.
Gotta hold it up for the Walk With Me, the press box.
For me.
Come on now.
Because like I said, I've been on a leave of absence.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And
Rightfully so.
And dealing with real life, you know what I'm saying? We do go through challenges.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? We all put through certain tests, you know what I'm saying, that really test our character and it tests how bad we really want to do what we say we want to do. You know what I'm saying? This is not a job,
Right.
but it is work. Sometimes I don't want to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they got so much shit going on that, you know, I gotta put
Need a break.
I gotta take a break. You know what I'm saying? Not that I really want to, but
Right.
I just have to.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So some people think, you know what I'm saying, like we were saying off camera. You know, who check on the strong folk? Who check on your strong friends? You know, who check on nobody really, but the other people that really have an insight on what's going on. So this is my strong brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful, man. My brother came through, man. Checked on me over on the other side of town. Hey, man, how you doing? How's the family doing?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That's what family is.
Yeah.
Now, relatives,
Uh-oh.
that's not necessarily my family.
Blood related.
Just because we related, that don't make you my family because we could be blood related and I don't have to fuck with you, period.
Okay.
But I can meet you yesterday and the way you treat me, the way we vibe, I know it's my family right there. I've been knowing you way longer than 24 hours. I've been knowing you for 24 centuries. We just now reconnecting. You my family. So people don't really understand that. And I'm really learning right now as I mature in age because you see so many of our elders, whether it be mamas, uncles, aunties, they don't fuck with each other. You know, they got these grudges that they've been holding for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, 30, 40 years, and they'll take it to their grave. You know what I'm saying? And I always thought, you know, man, it's got to be a remedy for personal issues amongst family. However, these may not be your family. These might just be people you related to, and it's not meant for you to fix it. I noticed that with a lot of families, and I always think, man, y'all fix that. Even in my own personal life, I'd have something going on, or in my personal life, where is everybody gonna show up to and act like a family? Your funeral. Now, some people got a grudge, they be like, that motherfucker died, fuck him, about time.
Wow.
But for the most part, people are gonna play that role and at least show up to the funeral. So why not at least try to mend some shit while we have the chance that we are, you know what I'm saying, blood running through us, you know? But hey, as I mature and as I grow in wisdom, I see again, everything ain't meant to be mended. You know what I'm saying? So we have to learn. I have to personally learn. Fuck that. I have to personally learn what's good for my spirit, who's good for my spirit, who's gonna be here, you know what I'm saying, for the long haul.
That's heavy, bro.
I'm 41 years old. You might know me the day I came out the womb, and I may not even talk to you again in life, nigga. I don't have to.
That's heavy.
You know, you and you, like I say, you might come to my funeral, or I might have to come bury you. Hey man, we just related. Don't mean we family.
That's
I know who my
heavy.
family is, and one thing about family is you can't, for the most part, you can't find somebody out there that you ain't never known that's related to you. Every now and then you might find a long lost relative that was somebody's son, and when they was behind the tree, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you ain't know that ain't such and such. That ain't their real daddy. Her real daddy is your uncle. And you be like, that's my blood cousin. Oh, I ain't never seen you. So we related.
Yeah.
But family is somebody that, hey man, I may see you 5 times my whole life, but you always treat me the same. We ain't got no blood related. We might not even talk but once a year, but I know your character. I know who you are, and I know who you are to me. That's my family right there, man. I go the distance for these people right here, man. Like I say, just because we related don't mean, all right, I'm going to go the distance for you. You ain't going the distance for me.
That's heavy.
This is just real life stuff, man. So sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I got to try to find my way.
That's heavy, because something interesting you said is that the only time that family is gathering and acting like, you know, that they love you or we together, I'm paraphrasing what you said, is at a funeral?
Man, I got family members I ain't seen since my grandma died.
How long ago was that?
6 years.
So what you saying is family will check on you.
Right. I got people that came to my grandma's funeral, hadn't talked to them
In years.
10 years before then.
Gotcha.
Didn't talk to them then, but they was there, you know, playing that role.
Gotcha.
But you don't fuck with us.
Got you.
But we are actually blood related.
Got you.
You're not my family.
Well, considering what the time of year it is, and considering, you know, what is known to be quote unquote holiday, which was yesterday.
Come on, man. Thanksgiving.
Are you saying that on that day you have some family coming together but really ain't together?
Man, I'm gonna tell you.
Like, because I heard you say Auntie don't even fool with Auntie, and Uncle, you know, I heard you, you know what I mean, lay that out.
I'm gonna tell you, man.
Like, blood ain't even fooling with blood.
I hope that, you know what I'm saying, everybody always gets to enjoy their family. But personally,
yes,
since my grandma died,
okay, talk about it.
the whole dynamics,
The matriarch.
changed.
You
know what I'm saying? Once my granny died,
yes.
see, grandma, it don't matter where she was at, she's the nucleus.
The glue.
People gonna come from here, here, here cousins, aunts, uncles, all gonna go there. 'Cause everybody came from this source, but once this source is gone, people fall out.
Mm-hmm.
People show their true colors.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show my true colors.
When the teacher is away, the students that's when they want to play.
You don't have to ask, man. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes that glue.
That's what I'm saying. It became unglued.
Completely.
The glue was gone.
Completely. And in doing so, people have their own agendas.
Yes.
People have their own shit that they fall out for that only they can mend.
Gotcha.
No matter how bad we want to see our family put together,
Right.
if uncle ain't messing with auntie,
Yes.
we can't. Auntie, well,
Right.
I think you should call uncle and just try to say, man, uncle ain't trying to hear that shit. Auntie like, fuck him, I ain't finna call that nigga.
Right.
Until their hearts soften,
Yes.
for whatever reason it may be, then it ain't no meaning. You know what I mean?
This is an important conversation.
This is like real life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
This is a
real
very
life
important
shit,
conversation.
man.
Because see, on what you just described is you grew up, it's obvious, with a matriarch. Now check this out. Your good brother's second son did not. My mother's mother transitioned before she was 2 years of age.
That's my daddy's mama. I never knew my daddy's mama or dad. So I don't know that either. My matriarch comes from my mother.
Gotcha. And see, that again, that's important because the matriarch still came through your mother. I didn't get it. We didn't get it. Watch this. We grew up during quote unquote holiday time, separate families. We never came together because my papa is the patriarch, but it's obvious that the patriarch doesn't hold that glue like the matriarch.
No.
Because my mother has, you see, it's 6 of them, 6 girls. She had 5 sisters. You see what I'm saying? And then my Uncle Junior, my Uncle Charles, my Uncle Norma Ray, you see what I'm saying? That's, what is that, 9 and 10, 11. She had, you see what I'm saying, 11 siblings. You know what I'm saying? Including her. And what I'm saying is we never came together at all of those families, never came together for this family gathering that you talking about. Never. We grew up, like I tell my queen all the time, I grew up, it's me, my brother, and my mama. We're having Thanksgiving dinner. We're celebrating Christmas together, just us. You know what I mean? It was a couple of times where we drove, you know what I mean? We traveled. One time we went to Houston to travel and celebrated, you know what I mean, with my uncle. But I'm just saying, for the most part, that matriarch was gone. So that glue that you speaking about, I didn't even experience that because, again, my grandmother, I never knew because my mama didn't know her. She transitioned before mama turned 2, you see? And my queen, my wife on the opposite end, is like you. She grew up like you. They had a matriarch there that cooked all the food and prepared all the food, you see what I'm saying, and all that, to where I had to realize this, that when I came and connected with my queen, I had a appreciation for like, dang, how they came together. You see what I'm saying? The family come together at what we call Big Mama house. You see what I'm saying? And the table is laid and everything. You see what I'm saying? And I looked at that as like a plus, like, cause that was something I wasn't used to.
Hey man, I always say, if you ain't had no Mama Dorothy or a Mud Deal or a Big Mama,
I see, man.
You missing out on something very important in just growth mentally. You know what I'm saying? And bonding, because everybody comes together for the sole purpose of this one person. Or Papa may be there too, but it's still gonna be the same. Nah, it's gonna be Big Mama.
Because my sis, that's what she just said. We didn't start coming together till about 6 years ago. So you saying that your granny just transitioned about 6 years ago.
And so shit ain't been the same since.
And see what I'm saying? And see what my sis talking about, I only took my family to one, what we call Thanksgiving gathering, which was, we spent time in H-Town. I forgot what year that was. You know what I mean? I think that was maybe 07. That's how long ago that was. You see what I'm saying? And again, like, yeah, we didn't do that. And the point here is that let's look at this thing, how important, first of all, the woman is. See, this is an important lesson. Look how important that woman is, where in a society, especially a church like I grew up in, they sit the woman down. They tell the woman, they discourage the woman from teaching and preaching. You see how that works?
Like the Bible says.
You see, quote unquote. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
When it's obvious, like you just laid out, that woman, she carries something inside her to make everybody come together. That's key. That's something that make, you know what I mean? We need to key in on that. And restore her.
Right. Before, I don't want to deviate, but I do want to say, thank you
on camera
to my family.
On camera.
You know what I'm saying? That thought about me and blessed me, you know what I'm saying? With this food right here, these sweets, you know what I'm saying, man? That's my family, man.
Uncle Lean got your cake.
That's all I'm saying. Nephew, that's all I'm saying. Queen, that's all I'm saying. I am appreciative, and I wanted to put that out there because that's my family. Y'all are my family. Time is an illusion.
Come on.
That's not going to dictate who my family is, how long. I'm not doing that.
Come on.
Now back to what we were saying, I want to say this right here, though.
We need to restore her.
Because I look at it like this. It's so much wisdom in that woman.
Come on.
And if we want to talk supreme mathematics,
come on,
knowledge,
come on,
wisdom. Knowledge number one, and we always say knowledge is the man. Number one is the man.
Right.
Two is the woman.
Right.
That's why they call the woman their wiz.
The wiz.
My woman, that's my wisdom.
Come on now.
So I look at it like this. For example, my oldest daughter.
Yes.
She's sharp as a tack.
Yes.
And I can attribute some of that. You know, I'm who I am him too.
Right.
But I can attribute a lot of that because she was around my grandma. She's been raised by my mama. She's been raised by her mother's grandma. She's been around her mother's mother.
Got that.
So she has been raised by these old women.
Ancient.
So you know what type of teachings and just the way they do stuff.
Yes.
That was done in 1920.
Right.
When they was 10, 11, 12.
Yes.
These people right here, man, are like you said, they some of them are of our ancestors now, but let's go back 100 years.
Okay.
You know, so this is how long they've been on the earth. So they may not know a whole lot of book shit,
right?
But experience-wise,
their DNA,
life-wise, the lessons that they can teach just by their being on the planet, you can't buy that nowhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't get that out of a book.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because their years and experience on the planet, man, and just the shit they went through, it can only be passed down from mouth to ear, or it can only be passed down by sitting here watching. Oh, grandma doing this like this. How you watch that like that? Oh, how to sweep. You know what I'm saying? That's they always say. Old woman know how to sweep. You young motherfucker get in there, cobwebs every goddamn well.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's key. Talking about the mitochondria now.
Yeah, you talk. Don't you.
Mitochondria.
Yeah, you talking about grandma can't cook. Your granny's 35. Grandma, she just not learn out. Anyway.
So that's key. That's key. Stay right there. Stay right there because we said again, yeah, we need to restore her. So like you saying, now grandmother is younger, and it's important that grandmother, the new school grandmother, have some type of compass, if you will, or GPS as it relates to grandmother stuff. You see, because is grandmother she's still too busy being selfish and living a life to where she's ignoring the, let's say, obligation, because that's an obligation to teach the next generation.
Yeah, you passing down, you are the top of the lineage.
Come on.
So everything up under you is watching.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Taking on what you do.
Come on.
like we saying,
like you know,
a lot of the things that are being mimicked are not like Big Mama. You know what I mean? They not like Mud Deer and them, man. We seeing a whole different generation where people missed out on those wisdom teachings from the old woman, from the old women. When they used to sit down, my grandma and them, man, they used to sit down, man. I can remember. I go to my grandma's house. It'll be 6, 7 of them sitting in there in a circle on one quilt. On one quilt, they in there. But see, what I didn't know is, boy, they were slick. They didn't tell everything, but see, they were in secret society.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right.
So while they were in there doing them quilts, they was having lessons too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that type of fellowship or amongst our women, you know what I'm saying, is kind of rare now because everybody is so selfish. Nobody trusts anyone anymore. Our community is not tight-knit anymore where, hey man, such and such stay right there, such and such stay right there, such and such stay right there, such and such stay right there. I came from that type of community in the country out there in Durban where we were all related. And before I got here, we was all sharecropping. My papa and my grandma and them, we grew this. These folks over there had the chickens.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? These folks over there had the pigs and the cows.
Come on.
These folks grew this. And so we all had a community. I was fortunate enough to be raised in a community environment with old people. Yeah. I was raised by old. Not only am I old folk baby, I was raised by old people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That were 40, 50 years, 60 years my seniors. Yeah. When I was 6, 7, 8 years old, I had to go up there and sit around the old folks and just listen to them and do shit right there. You know what I mean? So that type of time right now we don't have, man, because for some reason, people want to shit on the old folks now. When that's the ultimate goal.
Blasphemy.
The ultimate goal is to grow old, but now you got the youngsters want to call the nigga old ass nigga. Bro, don't you want to grow old, young man? You know, where are you going to get this from if you don't get it from an old man? How are you going to know how to do this if you don't get it? So somewhere, you know what I'm saying, we was hitting our head, man.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Because you see what I'm saying? The breakdown of that what you're speaking of as it relates to your childhood and what you were able to, you know what I mean, benefit from as far as getting that old school teaching and that old school vibe. You see what I'm saying? Restoring it again. Because like you say, we got knocked in the head. Now, after we got knocked in the head, of course, trauma took place. There's a lot of trauma. You see what I'm saying? And this trauma is what started the distrust. Because distrust is really the main theme here as it relates to, just like what you explained. Say, we were sharecropping. We grew this, they grew this, they grew this, and we all came together and traded, selling and traded amongst each other in a community where we can thrive just within our community. That's kind of like the concept of a dollar staying inside of one community for a good significant amount of time.
I want to cut you.
Come on.
Not only community, but we really were related. That's Cousin Lola.
Gotcha.
That's Cousin Jack.
Gotcha.
That's Uncle Herman.
This is family
That's
lane.
Cousin Sis.
Yes.
You know, that's look, these are all people that I grew up old people. That's Sam down there.
Gotcha.
We was all related in some type of way, and this been like that for years. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Now the new school grandmother grew up in a divided community. You see how that worked? The new school grandmother that we talking about did not grow up in that type of environment. So why are we saying that? Because That baby, going back to distrust, grew up in a community or an environment where they don't even know the next door neighbor. They're not they're not spending the night over there because mama, you don't trust them. You see how that work? So now we building this, I guess this knock up across the head type issue. We building up on that because we don't, the new school I'm saying, we don't live in communities where everybody know everybody and everybody's related to everybody and all of that. And that's a major key here as it relates to, like, let's say community development. Because how we gonna develop a community where everybody ain't family? And like we saying, not the family like you talking about specifically as blood related, but family as it relates to, like, we on one accord. Like my house is on knowledge of self, and Lean house on knowledge of self, and then CA house over there is in knowledge of self. You see what I'm saying? Then Chill Will house over here, he knowledge of self. Then Sister Queen.
So when I leave and say you got to go to your Uncle Second Son house, I ain't got to tell you, hey, watch. I don't want to go over there. Don't you come back over and talk about this. No, we on the same vibe. That's how we got mixed up because we grew apart mentally.
And who started raising this grandmother that we was talking about? The TV. See, I'm gonna answer that for you. The TV started to raise this new school grandmother that we talking about. So she think, you know what I mean? It's a Atlanta housewife vibe. Damn, some grandbabies. I need to.
Grandbabies watching it too.
You see? So, and again, when we talking about restoring, going back to granny, restoring that energy, we got to go to work.
Yes, sir.
You see? To be able to, like we saying, fulfill this obligation of teaching the next generation that will assist them in succeeding in life. And of course, we know that trust is going to be a major factor. Communication is going to be a major factor. Because these babies, they have been pushed including our generation now. And really, we can say our parents' generation too, been pushed into a non-communicative type corner to where we don't know how to express ourselves. We don't know how to communicate on this that you talking about, this division within the family. We don't even know how to come together and say, man, you know Uncle John ass is a pervert.
Come on.
You know he a pervert. And y'all keep giving him a pass.
Come on.
We don't know how to come on and sit at the table and communicate about the pervert in the family. Because we all can pull one out, be it he's an in-law or related.
Come on.
Be it she's an in-law, because it happens both ways. She's an in-law or a blood relative. Because we got to dig into this thing, man. KO said it was his sister, bro. KO's. You know what I mean? R. Kelly. Let's be real.
Y'all seen that meme that passed around?
It was his sister.
Where they got the
the abusers.
They got the uncle with the Hennessy bottle sitting on the couch. They be like, don't leave, don't go around him. He gonna try it.
That one.
Yeah.
And it's a joke. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
When that's something. See, again, that's because we have communicative issues. You'd rather make a joke out of the shit and communicate it on that versus checking uncle. You know what I mean? Somebody.
We watching your ass, nigga.
Come on now.
We letting you know we watching you.
Come on now. You see what I'm saying? Since you in the mix, I can't just kick you out the mix, but I got my see, and this starts with that. It starts with communicating on this trauma and the pain that's been passed down through the inability for parents to nurture the child. We have pain and trauma built up from not being nurtured, not being affectionate.
Come on.
Not receiving affection.
You need a hug.
You need a hug.
You need a hug.
We know that hugs send off
dopamine.
Come on now. And this is what we're talking about when we say health is wealth.
Right.
We ain't just talking about your plate. We're talking about how we approach human growth and development as it relates to raising a nation.
Right.
And the woman has to be, in some shape, form, or fashion, in health.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. And if the woman, again, is sick, that's what's gonna be passed down. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know how they say, the baby hang around with grandma, and grandma talk about how her back hurt. Now you got a 5-year-old baby talking about, ooh, my back hurt.
And I'm glad you said
Just
that.
because it's a learned behavior.
And baby, we ain't got no money for that. We broke. I'm broke. That too.
Same thing.
That too.
Same thing.
Have a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old on no number, no 30-day billing cycle. Talking about I'm broke. I ain't saying we broke. I ain't got, you know we can't get that.
But you know what? That leads me to say this right here. Another one of these factors where the disconnect is right now is because of the lack of ownership. Because Big Mama, Paw, Daddy, Willie D, they had land.
Come on.
They had, the house may have been a shotgun house, but they owned it.
Right. And a lot of them built it.
The facts, the vehicles was paid for.
Right. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So we had cattle, we had all type of things that made us independent.
That's financial literacy, what you just described.
So
financial literacy.
Paw and them, once they died,
yes,
now these 10 acres are gonna be split up amongst 3 or 4 children.
Right.
These 3 or 4 children are gonna get their acres for the most part,
right,
and it's gonna go to the highest bidder. So now the land that was our homestead has turned the 10 acres has turned into maybe 3 acres because 3 or 4 of the kids ain't never helped pay no taxes on shit. The taxes sky high. So now we got 2 or 3 people when it's 8 or 9 kids trying to make them pay all these taxes. But everybody still want to get a cut. They want their couple of acres once the taxes paid so they can go sell them. And so now they go get their shit. So that begins the family breakdown of, I ain't fucking with that nigga. That's your brother. Now, you mad because you talking about what you didn't get left to you. Whole time missing the picture of what you gonna leave to somebody. You ain't leaving nothing to you. Ain't thinking about what you gonna leave to your kids or your grandkids because you're too pissed off about what Paw and them left you or didn't leave you. You know what I mean? So now we got a whole generation of, we come from 30 acres, a pond, you know what I'm saying, cattle, to now the state, the government, whoever, the county, they gonna come get the land because we can't even pay the taxes on it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or we get the land, we do pay the taxes, and we sell it off and we move out, you know what I'm saying, into some neighborhood where they don't even want us no more. You know what I mean? So we lost that idea of ownership and actually owning our land, owning something. You know what I mean?
Genocide. That's what that is. Genocide.
And I'm speaking personally. I feel like I'm 10 years behind schedule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
honestly. So
I dig it.
I'm playing catch up on,
man.
Shit, like I say, I came from the country. We had land, we had cows, we had pond, we had all this shit out there, but then they all got sold and they all bought it out right now. So I'm like, damn, boy, that country living is a whole lot better than, you know what I'm saying, anything that I've seen thus far, man. I love going to the cities and being able to, you know, have shit at your convenience, but it's that air. You know what I'm saying? It's that freedom, you know what I'm saying, to go outside and just to be at peace, you know what I'm saying, be in nature, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you think better, you know what I'm saying, without all the hustle and bustle, you know what I'm saying? So I'm playing catch up, man, trying to go get them acres again, man, trying to get them cows again, man.
Tree
you know
house
what I mean? Yeah, I'm trying to go and get that, man. That's where we that's what we lost.
How do we lose it? My sis said the baby boomers got distracted by the quote unquote movement. In her opinion, she said that's when it started.
The movement, I definitely agree that during that movement.
What you mean? Is like they started neglecting their families or something? The
I
responsibility.
want to know what she gonna say, because I will say this: during that movement, when we was, you know what I'm saying, fight the power, and we was, you know, we were arm in arm. You know what I'm saying? They said, you know, you got this job downtown. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is come and give up all that and shave cut your afro, cut your beard, and you know you have to dress the part, and we give you a nice office job, or you know, a lot of us sold out. You know what I'm saying? We sold out each other to go blend into the dominant society's way.
You said yes. Yeah.
We gave up our shit to go blend into that, man. You know what I mean? It's wicked, man.
So that what you just described was a part of the integration type
Absolutely.
vibe.
Absolutely.
Like being able to go, his water, his ice is cold.
Way colder. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We forgot.
So integration really was the downfall to this mentality, I'm saying, of owning.
Man, I absolutely agree, man.
Yeah, because everything you just described, I'm sure bukus of us can relate. Like when it comes to our grandparents, like Papa and them, you like you say, man, 30 acreage, about numerous of acres, a pond, and a lot of times we're gonna say stop for what there's something in the pond. You can go really fish and grab something out of there. And the house, like you're saying, is paid for. A lot of times it was built by Papa and them, or his brother, uncle, or whoever's the master, goddamn on builder or carpenter. You know what I mean? Because we're going to have them inside of this, community.
Yep.
And then, like we saying, somewhere, we're going to pinpoint integration, because that's fair. Integration came into play. And the thought process, that's obvious. The way that we started to think as it relates to living, you know what I mean? A way of living. It started to transition into being more of a benefit to another people versus us.
That was a hell of a mind fuck, because we was completely self-sufficient. Now, however, we weren't allowed, because they got the sundown town. You niggas can't come in there. It's certain shit that they didn't want. Niggas just couldn't do because of the racial environment.
Right.
But, and I don't mean to say but, however, we said, I want to go be around these white people. I want to go sit in this restaurant. I want to sit in this restaurant so bad, you can spit on me, brother. You can pour coffee on me. You can pour feces, urine on me. I want to be with white people so bad, I will let you denigrate me just to get next to you white folks. And that was also a part of a very wicked plan that was brought on, that was ushered in by one of our good brothers, Brother Martin. I'm not shitting on Brother Martin, because we all know what they killed him for.
We get it.
He woke up.
Yeah.
He snapped out
Absolutely.
of it. But the whole...
You talking about the premature.
The whole...
Martin. The Martin that before he went and sat down with the honorable
little black boys and the little black girl, white girl, and
before he sat down with the honorable Elijah.
Right. So a lot of people had that mindset of, like you said, shit, I want to go drink them white people eyes.
Yeah.
Not understanding that we already had a whole system, man, or
ice making,
or being not knowing that we taught them. Not having an understanding that,
not having an understanding of
that in those times of slavery, or whatever you want to call it,
civilized them.
We were the ones that were the master builders.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We the one that built the cities and the towns.
Agriculture, architecture, everything.
We just lost our way, some type of way. I ain't figured it out yet how we let them get the upper hand. and this ain't me being anti-white. You know what I'm saying? I'm just pro-black. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that our way was always the better way, man, until we said, let's integrate. And then we started to take on their barbaric ways, because this is not my opinion. We can look globally and see that the people that we wanted to be around so bad were bloodthirsty, warmonger, disease-infested, criminals. You know what I'm saying?
Historical facts here.
That couldn't, we taught them how to take baths. You know what I'm saying? We taught them how to cook food. You know what I'm saying? We taught them how to walk on 2 feet. But see, they never taught us that. They never taught us that.
Couldn't.
So, you know, we started to get those slave teachings.
Yeah, you couldn't teach you that thing. You get too, you're empowered now.
The slave teachings took over,
and the slave teachings would be specifically what?
Turn the other cheek.
Oh.
What they say? Do honor your master.
Oh. Okay.
You know, you are cursed.
Oh.
You know, they whooped that shit into our mentals.
Gotcha.
Through religion.
Tenfold.
Through the religion.
Tenfold.
You know what I mean?
And now, everything that you just described, we're seeing the effects of it through this new school grandmother we talking about. Because hey, ain't no other way to slice it and dice it. She's the matriarch now.
Yep. Because again, we can, we dropped the ball, brothers.
Tenfold.
You know what I mean? We dropped the ball. We fumbled. You know what I'm saying? We let our women see us in a weak point. You know what I'm saying? We neglected our responsibilities as the leader.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
And lost respect.
Lost respect for us. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what happened or how it happened, you know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
We can't say what happened 200 years ago and use that while we ain't got our shit together now. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got to get our shit together eventually if we want to get back in that position.
Because we're far too removed from limitations. You know what I mean? We're deeply embedded in the Aquarian age, the age of information, the age of knowing. And like the scriptures say now, in all thy getting, get an understanding. So with that, we can't push back and talk about something 200 years ago is the reason why. No, not in 2020. And what's even more important about that is we've been given the opportunity to have to sit down.
Like right now.
No excuses. Like you can't play like you all busy like that no more. You see? So that's an opportunity for you to, you know what I mean, take advantage of what God, you see, the universal God has allowed you to experience. And that is a sit down, you know what I mean? Like mandatory sit down. Because y'all, listen, you act like you ain't gonna, you know what I mean? And this whole time, you could have been, if you haven't been, educating yourself on, okay, historically, how did we get here? Okay, I find that out. Now, how can we fix it? Because historically, there's always been movements that have been that has been formed and formed with purpose and making moves. You see? Now, you probably done heard me say this over and over again. The one concrete answer that I have, or the concrete, example that I have, is the Nation of Islam. I'm talking about in real time, family. You know what I mean? We ain't no way around it. We have to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, call a spade a spade. And these people are doing what the good brother is saying. They got their own farmland. They're schooling within their own, etc. You know what I mean? So again, it's somebody out here that's getting it. You know what I mean? So with that being said, we all have that same opportunity to come together, you know what I mean, in a divine fashion. Like minds come together, and we talking about, of course, the men, because that's where it's going to have to start, like you're saying, because the respect has been lost for the so-called black man from the so-called black woman. Why? Because like the good brother said, through I'm gonna say a good 2 generations. Let's just key in on our father's generation and ours. Like the good brother say, we've dropped the ball, brothers. We
don't think we don't see what's going on.
We
man.
have dropped that
Your
ball.
Your woman don't respect you. Your kids don't respect you.
That's key.
You just sit. You just pretty much like the little boy. You be a little boy in the house by choice.
That's key.
By choice, man. And when you go back to the Nation of Islam, man, the whole everything to me personally. The first thing that comes to my mind when I hear that, the whole thing revolves around 3 words. Do for self. Now, as a man,
and that's universal.
As a man, you before you can even think about getting a woman and sitting her down and being like, hey, this is what I am, this is who I am, this is what I'm on. I want you to be a part of this. And I say that like that because it is. A man ain't gonna be set down by a woman. That's not nature. That's not natural law. That's not how that shit works.
That's right.
It takes a man to have his shit together to approach that woman for her to be like, oh, this ain't no regular shit. He owns some shit. Let me here go.
Come on. Oh man. Google eyes it out.
Attention.
Google eyes it out.
But
you have all ears.
Yeah, but if you don't have that shit together, then
conflict,
and you shouldn't, but a lot of niggas do because it's called game. You know what I'm saying? We know how to slick talking. You know what I'm saying? Get to what we want to get to get what we want. But after we get that, and you maybe done gave up everything you had, you realize, oh, this nigga done tricked me. And a lot of us done got in situations like that. That's why you got that baby over there by that nigga that ain't shit, because you got tricked, and you have to admit that. But that's cool though, because that's the lesson that we gotta learn. But also that should give you the lesson to be like, well, I'm not gonna try that again. The next time the brother come, he gotta come correct. And that's how that's how you gotta come, man. You gotta come correct, man. Otherwise, you're gonna continue to be little boy at home. You're gonna be little boy at the job. You know what I'm saying? Laughing and kikiing. You know what I'm saying? And everywhere else you go out in society, because nobody respects you because your backbone ain't straight. You know what I'm saying? Your mental ain't strong enough to say and follow up with your actions what you say. That's where we go wrong at. We can't follow up. And that all goes back to self. Once you get yourself together, because you can't lead nothing until you can lead yourself. You have to show and prove to yourself that this plan that I got here, I went from A to B to C to D, E, whatever, and it's effective. And once you can do that, then you can go show, you know what I'm saying, the woman that. And that's what we have been missing as this community, or as this union. Man, woman, child, or man, woman, child. However you may want to put it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you got yourself together as that man, then you can put yourself in a position to get us back on that throne, so that our women respect us again, so that our children reverence us again.
Yes.
Man, you know how many times I've seen kids just disrespect they.
Yeah, because I heard you say that. That's key, man. When you have a child that does not respect his or her father, that you're gonna have, you know what I mean? It's that baby automatically is gonna have difficulties developing, you know what I mean, on a you see what I'm saying? Let's say on a successful level. Let's call it that. Because where there's, no respect for what produced me, you know what I mean? Like, that's major. As it relates to the chain of command too, like you're saying, because man, we really have to key in on the fact that man plays a vital role in a child's life.
Come on, man.
Female or male, girl or boy, child. You see, and without that aspect, brothers, you see, we're gonna continue to run into this what we was talking about off camera as it relates to these youngsters are murdering like you know what I mean, for real.
Right.
They popping each other. And they popping each other. A lot of the reason is because of what we talking about here. The man ain't solid. The man ain't got that respect from the children.
No.
So they wilding. You know what I mean? And then of course, in order for us, like my sister was saying on here, in order for the man to get right, that woman always is the motivation for that.
Come on, man.
Always. When you find a man that is focused, you see what I'm saying, on let's get it.
Ain't no way I'm gonna have I can't fall short and let her see me can't put this shit together, figure it out. I can't. I gotta figure this shit out.
That's my point.
That's that motivation.
That's my
man,
point.
What?
And we can't ever, well, you can if you choose to, but you're doing yourself a disservice. We can't get far removed from that fact that that woman is the motivation. You remember David and Bathsheba, you know what I mean? Yada, yada. Let's just go with the narratives. You see what I'm saying? We already know Samson, Delilah, etc. We can go through the narratives here to teach the lessons now. To see where that woman, man, that's where the whole motivation of doing right, being respected, that's where it comes from.
I laugh because I just thought about something, and I thought about what some of that disconnect. Mm-hmm. There's too many niggas trying to impress niggas. We trying to impress these niggas. We ain't even thinking about the woman. We thinking that we gonna get the woman by outdoing some niggas, but we really just trying to outdo the niggas instead of focusing on the woman, man. And that comes again from a disconnect without that man
that proper guidance,
teaching these steps and these channels that the brothers must go, the young men must go through in order to be that man. Mm-hmm. Because what you saying, how these young brothers are killing each other, man, we got warriors, man. We breed warriors. Right. But the energy is just, it's all over the place. We don't know, it's frustration, it's anger. My daddy, I don't fuck my daddy, I don't need no motherfucking daddy. I don't fuck no bitch, I don't need no bitch. This is energy that these youngsters have. This is energy that I had. Mm-hmm. So I know that I'm not making it, I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. Mm-hmm. But as a youngster, I thought like that until I was able to grow up. Because at some point, I didn't really understand that. You know, it was some things that I was lacking to rites of passage that I didn't have.
I'm glad you used that phrase.
I didn't have that to take me from A to B. So I skipped from A to F, and B and C was, well, you need a woman. You know what I'm saying? You gotta reverence this woman. Or A to B, brother. A, B, C is getting yourself together. D is when you get to the woman. I went from A to D. I ain't together, but what's the woman that? You dig what I'm saying? And the whole time, you know what I'm saying, I get her and then, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got my shit together. Now she got her hand upside my head. Oh.
Disrespectful.
I'm out of here. Go get my shit together. I'm just telling you, man. I can accept my flaws and where I came from, man. Shit.
That's real.
To bump my head.
I'm glad you used the phrase rites of passage because, again, when we talking about the man, the head, you know what I mean, doing what he need to do as it relates to being a benefit to this child's development.
I didn't mean to touch the beat. I got to look carried away. My bad, bro. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
You already know you good. The rites of passage have been construed in a lot of our upbringing because the rites of passage, a lot of our generation have came through Hollywood.
Music.
Music.
Man.
Pimp C, let's be real. Pimp C, Too Short, you know what I mean? That's, you know what I mean? Two Live Crew, etc. Let's be real. Pretty much raised us. Like, that was our rites of passage. Here go the porn. You know what I mean? Here go the magazine. Look at it.
The drugs and the music. The drug culture.
All of that. Tony Montana, etc. And that's the rights of, you know, let's call it what it is. That's the unrighteous rites of passage.
That's it, bro.
But there's a righteous rites of passage that is falling under the lines of do for self curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make a long story short. And that do for self, we can see that in the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, you see what I'm saying? Noble Drew Ali, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you see what I'm saying? Frank Ditto, you know what I mean?
About to say,
Peace to the
I was
gods.
about to say this. Paul. We can go that. We can go 2-3 generations back and see what we were just saying. They own this house with the land.
Yes.
You know, they did for sale.
Yes.
So we actually, some of us, but I'll say the majority of us are not too far removed from that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us just, you know what I'm saying, are a little bit far removed or wasn't close to seeing the homestead that our elders did have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We were privy to that,
Yeah.
being at our age, to see the elders that are transitioned or that are 80, 90 years old now, what they did have. They, like I said, they owned it, they had land or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So the people that are 20 years older than us, our uncles,
Right.
a lot of them were the ones that fumbled.
Gotcha.
A lot of those, that was the generation that said, well, what you leaving me?
They were big.
And they didn't have that mindset of, well, I'm going to build my own. So if daddy left me 2 acres,
I'm going to live off that.
shit, I already got 6 acres and I done bought my own self.
Got you. Right. Which should have been the mindset.
That should have been the mindset of of doing for self. Not, you know what I'm saying, shit, I'm going to hang around and somebody die.
He became bitter. Yeah. When he was, some kind of way, he became bitter talking like that.
I'm going to hang, didn't say it, but I'm going to wait till somebody die. Daddy, mama, when they die, I'm going to get this. You know what I'm saying? So shit, I'm just going to be a bum till then. And these are relatives. What are you talking about? These are my relatives, man.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Ooh. Genocide.
Then we wonder why we, you know what I'm saying?
Genocide.
Here, you know. But here we are, walk with me.
Walk with me.
You know what I'm saying? We can change that narrative, man. We are demonstrating, you know what I'm saying, that knowledge of self. We are demonstrating that thinking process of do for self. We are demonstrating that concept, man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying? The whole family thing, you know what I'm saying? We are demonstrating that we can step back into our righteous position, man, and be there. We can't be by ourselves, man.
At all.
We can't. I mean, like,
at all.
At
all.
It's
TEAM. Together, everyone achieves more.
Just by a marriage.
Yeah.
That shit puts you in a whole nother damn bracket.
Yeah.
In the court system.
Yes.
They look at you a different way.
Yes.
Because you're married.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we gotta, you know what I'm saying, really think about that type of thing, man. You know what I'm saying? That whole
restore that unit.
Yeah, that old player shit, man. Yeah, man. It can be a mindset, but it's not a lifestyle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It can be a mindset because, you know, a player you're not necessarily fucking over nobody.
Right.
You just, you know what I'm saying, how you move and maneuver, you know what I'm saying? But when it becomes a lifestyle, now you
in trouble.
Yeah, you now because you here with it, and now you over here telling some more bullshit, and now you over here just more bullshit, and you scattered all around, and we don't have no union, man. And that's why a lot of us right now are fucked up, because that trust issue is because you got a baby right here, got a baby right there, and you told her you didn't have nobody. Now you know when you had a baby, you know what I'm saying? So now these two motherfuckers over here don't get along, and now these kids can't even see each other. They brothers and sisters, they can't even never get together because you fucked up the trust bond, brother.
Yikes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we just gotta, you know, and it ain't, you know, ain't nobody telling us this, man.
No, we don't get this curriculum.
No, that's the rites of passage. That's why I went from A to D.
Yeah, I got you.
Nobody telling us now, brother.
And this goes back to what we saying here, communication. Because we don't sit down and chop it up on this level, even at the family gatherings. You know what I mean? Let's think about it. The family gatherings, everybody gathered around, most of the time it's the men watching the game, the women doing, you know what I'm saying? Keeping the food going, whatever, da-da-da-da-da. Might be doing, you know what I mean, sipping a little bit, whatever, cards, dominoes, whatever. But as it relates to like developing a community of do for self mentality type energy, we not sitting down at the family gatherings talking that. We not stressing the importance of like, hey man, look, Papa, look at this, what Papa did, man. He set out, you know what I mean, what the same thing his dad had set out to do, and they acquired acreage, and they farmed, and they, you know what I'm saying, did for self. They built their own houses. Look what Uncle them did. They built up a whole community of houses, blah, 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 blah. Churches over here, blah, 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 blah. Let's look at that thing. We not sitting down looking at that. We sitting down more so in a cipher that's talking like you said that the uncle was saying, like, I'm just sitting around waiting on what they gonna give me. That's pretty much the whole, you know what I mean? A give up mode. Like I done gave up. I've accepted life. This is what it is. I'm just here to, you know what I mean? Address this 30-day billing cycle until I die.
Your spirit done got beat out of you.
Yeah.
Or it never was in you. It wasn't put in you. Ooh. You know what I mean? Because again, it's a disconnect. It just depends on what level of your understanding you were at when you got your disconnect. Because if you seen a strong union as a child, then there's certain things that you would know inherently because you have been around than somebody that was just raised by mama or maybe grandma. You don't even know what it's like to go to a 2-parent household. You don't even know what it's like to even, you know what I'm saying, be in that environment. So how can you teach that if you didn't experience it unless somebody taught it to you as you matured and realized, I'm fucking up. I don't want my seeds to go down this path that I went down just because that's all I know.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
gotta tweak the game.
Man.
See, this is a very important conversation, and I guess, you know what I mean, just like you said, we done hit bullseye again because this was a spirit-fed session, spirit-led, well, fed too. Yeah. Spirit-led session. We came in here, you know what I mean, with no specific topic. We just sat down and, do what we do as far as, you know what I mean, the podcast and allowing spirit to go ahead and just lead us into this one because we hadn't sat down in a minute together. And of course, it's a lot of things going on in the real world, man, where we can, you know what I mean, we can just veggie back off of what's going on and bring it into the table.
I ain't seen my brother in so long. It's a whole new goddamn president, they say.
That's quite a bit. Murders and all, man. Like, it's going down, man. It's like we're seeing definitely. I mean, of course, nothing new up under the sun. We get that. Like, yes, we like our parents would always say, you know what I mean. We used to wear our stuff like that. We used to listen to that type. It's nothing new up under the sun. But it's just like, how we're gonna say how the negativity. Let's say that how it's being recycled into another generation. It has to be, you see what I'm saying, a problem to where it has to be identified as a problem so we can go ahead and admit that there is a problem so we can fix it. And that's what we're talking about here, like restoring grandmother's energy, because this new grandmother, you see what I'm saying, and the new, you see, Pawpaw, like we're saying, is pretty much missing. The new grandfather. A lot of these, you know what I mean, a lot of the babies don't even know they, you know what I mean, grandfather. You see what I'm saying? And that's important because we're losing out on successfully producing, let's say, generative energy versus degenerate energy. You see, and that's the whole theme of the scripture when it says be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You see? Meaning you're being made new. Not you're producing the same old bullshit. You recycling the same dysfunction. That ain't what that scripture is talking about. Now, in order to renew your mind, you see, be made new, there's gonna be some steps that we gotta take. You see what I'm saying? There's gonna be some steps that we gotta take. What?
Oh man, that's what I'll just make sure we're going. I'll just make sure we're still going 106. Let's make sure we're still going.
Yeah, we right on. Yeah, that's
we're rocking and rolling right now. Go ahead. I ain't want you to cut. I want you to stop though.
And that's you know what I'm saying. That's very important. That part right there that we realize that it's important for us to go ahead and tweak the game, man. Like repeating like what my daddy did as it relates to like negative energy or those degenerate, you see what I'm saying, behaviors. It's a disservice to humanity for us to continue to recycle dysfunction. What you saying, brother second son? Like where I see that my daddy got it wrong, it's my duty to make it right.
Come on now.
So I can
simplify that by saying this right here.
Brother.
You know how your mama or your daddy, you know how they did shit and it just made you feel terrible. You know what I mean? And so you always be like, damn, man, why would you do me like that?
Right.
That is the things that you don't do to your children because you know how it broke you down or how it made you feel bitter toward daddy or mom.
That's right.
These are the corrections that my brother, I just want to simplify it. These are the corrections that we got to make, man.
That's right. That's right. And in making this correction, it's very important to admit, look at BX. Peace, God. Look at BX in the box. BX, this is where I found brother second son.
Right on.
Facts. My brother. Look at it. You know what I'm saying? Salute. My brother. A Gemini to another Gemini. Right there. June 7th and June 8th. You can't make none of this up. But what we're saying here is that it's very important that we identify that there's been a problem. Because like we're saying with the youngsters, continuously, you see what I'm saying? This murder thing we're saying. Like not giving a damn about one another. That disconnect comes from home. That's all we're saying. That's important. Because we can't, I'm going to say it, we can't afford to continue to lose the next generation. And the only way that we can't lose them is we get ourselves right and give a solid example of what the righteous rites of passage look like. And that goes back to the do-it-self curriculum, period. That's what the righteous rites of passage mean. You understand? Do for self. And doing for self is, there's a lot of, let's say, nurturing that has to go on within that curriculum. You see? You got to be able to love yourself first to be able to do for self.
Right.
You see? You can't be hating yourself, because that's a lot of this, what we're dealing with is the concept of self-hate.
99%.
Self-hate. You can't appreciate your brother because you ain't been taught that. You haven't been showed that, going back to what you were saying earlier as it relates to family. Because these babies seeing division in the family, they looking at you sideways like, look at mom, look at mom and them, look at dad. They fake this goddamn gone. And my mama would say, phony as a $3 bill. You see what I'm saying? Peace be upon her. And then what they supposed to do? They gonna go reenact being phony as a $3 bill.
Another thing, man,
is about nothing else.
We can't glorify dysfunction. And what I mean by that is, when I was coming up, man, my mama, you know what I'm saying? She worked hard, man, to provide us, me and my brothers, with the best of the things that she wanted us to have, that we wanted. Now, some people who were, didn't have that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Come from what they call humble beginnings.
Looked at us
like, man.
Like we had shit on us because our parents actually worked hard. You know what I'm saying? And provided us with that.
I see what you're doing with this.
So they had their
envy
and wanted to hate on us because of the situation that our parents had. But we fast forward now, and I see now that a lot of these same people are in the position that our mother was in. They want their children to have the best things right now in life, the best clothes, the best shoes, whatever. But see, we're a step ahead of that right now because our parents gave us these material things right now. So we are the generation that are putting it here in our children. And the ones that was envying us, for the most part, are just now getting to that point where they're dressing their children up so that they can look the part. We grew up like that. So we at that stage, we're putting it in our children's minds that it's the material, physical shit. You're gonna have that because we had it growing up. Anything less is uncivilized. But you're gonna get it up in your mind right here that who you are and where you actually come from. You know what I'm saying? So the people that didn't have. They wear that like a badge of honor, man. I grew up fucked up, man. That's nothing to brag about.
Come on with that. Come on.
You shouldn't brag about having a fucked up upbringing.
Come on with that.
Now, if you had a fucked up upbringing and you figured out a way, you know what I'm saying, to manage to build yourself and restore these values that you were envious of, that's a different story. But just to glorify, you know what I'm saying, dysfunction, we gotta get out of that shit, man, because that's what makes people say, shit, it's all right to be fucked up, because shit, my favorite motherfucking rapper fucked up. No, man, that ain't how that shit's supposed to go, man. That ain't how it's supposed to go, man. We got, like I said, we got to get rid of that dysfunctional glorification mindset, you know what I'm saying?
Self-hate.
Yeah.
The struggle.
We putting it in our minds, in our children's minds.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Good.
Hey man, so that generation, our children, they already done had the good shit. They already done been taught knowledge of self. When they get to the age, they manifesting like this.
Yeah.
I see it, I want it, I can get it right now.
Yes.
Other than, you know what I'm saying, just now, well, we coming off into that manifestation stage where it's getting instant. But look, we have to go through this self-training, this self-teaching. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Because our parents didn't put it in our minds, they just dressed us with it. So now we just not getting to that point where like we think it's right there before your eyes right now, man.
That's heavy, man. Yeah, what you just described as it relates to, like, you know what I mean? Oh man, all the way through there as it relates to, like my sis put in there, the house nigga feel nigga. That's really what you just described. You know what I mean? When you got one envying the other, you know what I'm saying? And then, like you saying, generations later though, we accept the feel nigga mentality of, we always got the scraps. That's all I got with the scraps.
Man, them niggas made me feel a certain type of way because I had some motherfucking
and that's unfair.
Heel figure or some shit. I'm like,
that's unfair.
Damn.
That's unfair.
I got to try to, you know,
dumb me down.
Yeah.
Water myself down. See? And that right there is unfair.
But, like I say, I feel like that's because that strong man wasn't there to say, hey, boy, you better act like you come from this shit. You ain't got to be looking down because you got this.
Right.
You know, mama didn't know how to teach that to be like, boy, I work hard for this shit.
She didn't know how to relay that message.
So that comes from not having that man, you know what I'm saying, in the household.
Man. Yeah.
In the community. Not that he wasn't there, but one of my
effectively
step up and play that role of, hey, boy, you better straighten up.
Yes.
Shit, you got it pretty good.
Yes.
And it ain't nothing to be ashamed of.
At all. Yeah, appreciate it. And wear it with a badge of honor. You know what I mean? Because that's what we work for. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And we can That's how I feel about knowledge of self, just like that. Like, you know what I mean? Why dumbing myself down? Because I've went and did the research, the field research, you know what I mean, the independent research, etc., to find out who I am. So, you know what I mean? After you find out who you are, don't never water your message down or water yourself down or try to dummy yourself down and make it seem like, you know what I mean, or you not who you say you are.
No,
that's
because
just how I look at that.
If you don't appreciate what my offering is, I'm in the wrong room.
Yeah.
Why am I casting my pearl to swine?
Okay.
I'm not in the right room if I'm offering you this right here.
Yes.
And I'm being shunned away. You know what I'm saying? That's wasted energy. I take this energy that I know that's beneficial for us as a whole to the people that are ready to receive it. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we get another one of our problems. We try to drag niggas along that ain't ready to come. Everybody can't go, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to leave some of these niggas that you grew up with that you love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can still go down there and holler. You can holler at them at the store. You can holler at them when you see them. But when it's time to go sit down in certain rooms, they can't go.
Power move.
Come on. Everybody can't go, man. And we have to be able to accept that, man.
Seriously. And that's a major key.
I don't want to be in a room, man, first,
come on,
where I'm the smartest or the sharpest.
Come on.
And second, I don't want to be nowhere I'm not appreciated.
At all, yeah.
The black man needs appreciation. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
It's not a want.
It's a need.
It's a need.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? And it should be effortless by our actions and how we move. You know what I mean? So a lot of people that's just a level of, you know what I'm saying, that's just a part of that rites of passage that you have to go through these certain channels to have that understanding. Otherwise, you don't even know that you're being unappreciated. You know, you don't even know it because you don't know what appreciation even feels like.
Man, this is, hey man, listen. Yeah, this is a heavy one right here, man. This one, I think this, it got to go down in history. This session right here, seriously. Yeah, this one right here, baby, because again, you pulled out all the stuff.
Freestyle, man. We ain't in freestyle, man. No pen, no pad, man.
At all, man. And again, like the foundation of this conversation is about restoring home.
Yes, sir.
Because we talked about at the top.
Yes, sir.
Restoring the matriarch and that energy. Because we know that as it relates to supreme mathematics, like the good brother said at the top of the show, as it relates to supreme mathematics, there's law and order in this thing. And the woman is the foundation of getting the nation right.
No doubt about it.
Nation, community, you know what I mean? The group, the fact, etc. And that motivation for her to, you see what I'm saying, get everything right has to come from the man. We got to wanna be a leader. So she can, you know what I mean, let's say, reach back to that old time energy where she saw that in her man.
Yeah.
To where it was motivating to her to, okay, I'm gonna nurture, I'm gonna feed, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna follow.
Exactly.
I'm gonna follow.
Exactly. And the next generation, they're watching, like you saying, some watching, and most are watching and listening. Because like you said earlier, there's more griot, just, you know, word from mouth to ear type of lessons going on, really. You know what I mean? As it relates to supreme mathematics and nature's law, that woman can teach without a pen or a pad. She can teach just, you know what I mean, without a book. That's facts. Because all of the information is embedded in her DNA that we get it from. Like the instructions on how to live, the instructions on how to nurture this child. See? Because that, again, is what we're missing in our community, is nurturing the babies.
Yeah, man.
Not just pushing them in a corner and saying, a child is better seen versus heard.
Man, these
That's
niggas
goofy.
is mad because their head is shaped funny. Yeah, your head shaped funny because you didn't have an old woman to tell your mama, you know, you gotta rub that baby head.
Right.
Yeah, that comes from old wisdom
That's
teachers
right.
there. Your head fucked up. Now you mad at the world because your mama didn't know to shape your head, man.
As a baby, God.
Go back to that woman, man. We got to go back to it, man, and appreciate, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fall back in line, man.
Man,
It's the press box. Walk with me.
Walk with me. We inside. Y'all already see it. We inside the press box, just like the good
Boy, it's so good to be back in there with you, bro.
Yeah,
God almighty.
Yeah. BBX, he come through and said that's where he found me. That's a fact. Cause we're two brothers that came together, of course, through vibration and frequencies. That's a fact. Both of us have known a lot of the same people for years and never met each other until recent. You see?
We ain't talking about internet. We've been knowing the same teachers. Nah, we've been knowing the same niggas in the hoods and the towns. And he know this boy that I've been knowing for 15 years, but we ain't never crossed paths.
At all.
But if we would have crossed paths 15 years ago,
it would have been right.
Savage shit.
It wouldn't have been right.
It would have been savage, man. It would have been savage.
It wasn't time. No, sir.
Man.
No,
they say
sir.
Allah is the greatest planet of all planets, man.
Come on, man.
He's the best of planets, man. Stop
That's just
playing,
what it
man.
is. That's what it is. You see what I'm saying? And again, yeah, we back in the press box. You know what I'm saying? This is the Walk With Me podcast inside the press box. I'm your good brother, second son. That's second with a K, S-U-N. You can find me on YouTube, second with a K, S-U-N, the press box. You can find this channel on YouTube. Subscribe. You know what I mean? Go on over there and get into the archives and let your spirit man be fed.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And this be my good brother. As y'all can see, they call him B-A-double-R.
Aura. L-E-A-N. That's boy Lean, also known Frank's son.
We the son brothers.
Boy, you took words out of my mouth, man. Y'all be sure to go to YouTube, man. Subscribe, like, share, tell somebody, man. Just come on and leave some comments, man. Because like I say, man, I don't want to be gone from y'all this long. But if I am, I know my brother is going to run the point like he's supposed to.
That's a
I ain't
fact.
tripping.
And that's a factamento.
I ain't tripping, man.
Until the next time, peace. Peace to the ground.